Hey guys, talking about that pineapple just on the last clip, uh, it's actually kind of profitable. You know, they can get, 90 to 100 pesos for a pineapple here, which is about $2 US. So, say if you got four pineapple, that's like day's pay on four pineapple. So, and I know Dole's got factories over here, but Dole really rips people off. So they would, uh, they would probably only get half that much, or maybe even, 45 to 50 pesos from Dole per pineapple, when they can sell it outright for anywhere from 95 to even 150 on a big, on a, like a prize pineapple. And they sell them. So that's how they kind of make their living. And then also dragon fruit. I wanted to bring up dragon fruit. Now I was watching a vlogger named Finn. They put up dragon fruit. He built this massive house, and I don't know what island he is on, or he's very established, very well-to-do YouTuber, and comes from money. And they built this massive house, and they put up pineapple, and I was just like, or dragon fruit. I was just like thoroughly impressed how fast that dragon fruit grew, and which they're having issues, little issues with pollination, but they're learning as they go. But yeah, that dragon fruit is quite profitable too, for in-betweens, like in between your vanilla, or if you're going to do vanilla, you don't have to or anything, but if you're going to do it, like I got watermelon here, but this is all for us. But I was thinking, another one I looked into almonds, and almonds is not good. The fungus is too much over here, the rain's too much, and it doesn't cool long enough. There's not a chill period for for them to develop the fruit. So it just never ended up developing almonds. Now there is a couple native almonds and nuts that do really well over here, but not the normal almonds that they use like in Australia. Because I had a friend that he said, check out almonds. So I went ahead and did, and yeah. And then another one I wanted to mention, guys, all you expat farmers out there, it's lemons. There's money in lemons, and coffee if you're young enough, But lemons is pretty good. I saw another vlogger, he's doing another expat vlogger, he's doing a lemon farm down in Mindanao, and it's big, man. It's a massive lemon farm. But then you're at mercy of the price of citrus, and where you don't have there's just not enough production in vanilla worldwide to keep up with the market, and it's always expanding, and everybody's going from artificial to organic, real vanilla. They don't want that fake artificial. They're wanting real. The demand for vanilla just keeps going up, up, and up. So it doesn't matter how much we expand the market in vanilla, it's always going to be a fair price, I mean, it's used for everything from perfumes to baking to bug repellent to. There's just so much of a world demand for vanilla that the world can't keep up with it. And that's why I really push the Philippines, because we're in the vanilla belt, man. And it thrives here, So you expats and stuff, take heed to what I'm saying, man, because you'll make a fair living, on this vanilla. It's a good deal, and it'll change the face of the Philippines, man. I'm telling you, if they'd catch on. It's not catching on as fast as I like it to, but everything takes time, and it's okay. It's okay. We're getting our part established. That's what's most important. With we have the 500 pulls in already, and we're just going to town, man. And I only have four full-time hands and my wife right now. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 full-time hands, but one's kind of on and off because he's a welder, so he moves around. But yeah, now you can see that row's too hot. That's what I said before. But yeah, just look at this, guys. Now, Jerson is pinning up the finished. He's doing the 6 foot or up to 6 foot in plot A. So it goes from plot A to plot F. So if you don't know, now you know. I don't know where he took off and hit to. You can actually get lost in here, man. So everything's going to be air tag numbered, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then the numbers. so we can keep track of everything as far as the plants are looking better and better all the time. No lines. Look at that, no lines in that, you know. It's about a month old. You know, it's been pinned for over a month. There's 0 lines in there, dehydration lines. And it's exactly what people said not to do. It's just stuck in the pole, man. It's just stuck in the pole. And it's rooted inside the bottom of the pole. So, you know, it doesn't matter what, it's almost like these things are so hardy that they grow. And even though it is pinned wrong, it's still going to produce massive vanilla and just be amazing. You know, it's an amazing plant. Very, very, very hardy plant. So yeah, that's about a month old. And these were little guys. These, I wanted to say that, guys, because a lot of my cover art or my thumbnails, I'm in these. You see how they're 6 foot already. Some are over 6 foot. Some are 12 foot, and they're draped down already. But these came in as little guys. So these were some of our experimental vanillas, and they came as basically premature plants. You know, 6-inch cutlings, very, very tiny, you know, cutlings. And this is a year old now, and it's over 6 foot. Like I said, some of them are even 12 foot. You know, they go up and down the pole. So this is what you get on a very, very tiny one in about a year in the Philippines, if you do it right. They love nitrogen. That's ash in there. They love nitrogen or potash. I've learned that they thrive on potash. And yeah, I'll take you up here and show you what Jerson's doing. So you're just about done with A, or are you done with A? Are you done with A plot? Not yet. So he's just got the rest of this. Once he gets to the end there, he's done with A. So this is the A plot, and then it'll be completely done with the first of A through F. So we go A, B, C, D, E, F. And this is, I think there's 120 poles in here, 100 and some poles in here. So, and then this plot's B right here. So, you know, this plot, and then it goes up to the bottom of that hill, B plot right up there. And then there's the one by the snake pit or the cobra forest is C. And then we got D over there on that expansion that Athen worked on. And then down there's E, where I moved the poles. And you can see them there chopping copra. And then Athen, where I had you guys before, that is F. That's F plot. So that gets us to that. And then we'll get all these filled and get our vanilla ordered in. But the next week or so, we'll be working on the water system and chopping and stuffing and a lot of concrete. They got 200 and some poles, right? To concrete? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 260 something to concrete. And they can get, it takes 6 bags for 1 bag of concrete and 30 some poles. 38 poles? 32 poles. So that's a lot of packing sand, man, across that flat. But I want to get as much done as I can before it starts raining and we flood out, because we will be. It goes from drought, or from hot heat droughty conditions, to we're underwater conditions. So a big old tree there. But yeah, so, and I think I took you up there already. But anyway, yeah, I really want to emphasize on that, guys. It's the 50% sun filtration. See how perfect that is? This is just like perfect area in this. It's just like perfectly 50% filtrated sun for the vanilla. And then when you, during the heat season, that's how you stress it. You stress it, you just don't water it. You water twice a week until it's time to bloom, and then you go ahead and stress your vanilla, and then it starts producing blooms, and then you have to hand pollinate, of course, and yeah, and then you it starts making the beans, and hopefully you're in the money by that time, or at least you're thinking about it. You're really not in the money. That's why I don't really like the thieving and stuff, guys. You know, oh, you better have security and blah, they're gonna steal it and da da da. It's pretty much, yes, it's worth something, not processed, but it's not worth much, and they can't even get it to a processing plant until, and you tattoo your beans, man. You use a little pin, you pin prick them, and you tattoo your beans. So basically it's like a tattoo. So yeah, it's, in the Philippines, you're pretty safe with not being, you know, not having to worry about theft, because for the plain and simple reason that it's so much labor goes into it after the bean that it's not you know, it's not even feasible for a thief to take it. It's almost absurd that they would take it, you know, because the work's not even half done yet. You know, you still got another good 3 months to product after you harvest. You know, another 3 months of processing to, it's very monotonous. They say it's very labor intensified, but no, it's not. I mean, come on, guys, how much does a bean weigh? Yeah, it's very time consuming, you know, and I'm worried about these poles here. I might move these down to the F plot too. But the reason I have not yet is because they're already concreted, and I don't want to pole them with concrete on them. They're really, really secure. So I'm going to leave them and put a Madrid cacao row right here along here. And then also on that lower plot here, my garden. That's my cute cantaloupe coming up. You can see that. Looks really good. And then a row of Madrid cacaos along here, and they'll grow. And then in 2 years, you know, and take about 2 years, we can go ahead and pin the vanilla back on here once we get the Madrid cacaos growing and shading. But right now it's just, nope, no way, man. Too hot, too hot. And I don't want to pull them, man. They got concrete on them already, so it's stupid to pull them. I wouldn't have put them bases on it, but they did that when I wasn't here, because I told them to build bases for everything. Well, obviously they didn't know that I wasn't ever going to put, because they said, well, sir, we'll just do it when the rainy seasons come. We'll plant vanilla back on there. But if you was to plant here on this hot row, I call it a hot row, you're going to get good growth up until the last 3 months. You know, once summer hits, it's just going to bake. It's just going to bake your vanilla. It's just like super hot, man. It's probably over 100 degrees on that thing. So yeah, we will not be planting these rows until we have adequate shade, and I'm not going to do netting because the netting will just shred during storms. And that's a Madrid cacao right there growing. My wife sows this one. She transplanted, but she just stuck that one in there. It's probably just barely starting to root. This one looks good. So, and that's one over there too. That's about how far they should be. This one's way too close. That one's way too close. But I'm not gonna debate it. I'll just put a nice, you know, like where these barrels are, a nice row along here, and then in 2 years we'll be able to go ahead and plant it. So guys, if you like the channel, please subscribe. Thank you everybody for so many new subscriptions and so many views. I think we're up to almost 6,000 on my last video. So thanks so much for that. And I don't have monetization, nor will I, may never have monetization. And I do have this thing they call Buy Me Coffee, and what we use it for is Q&As for the crew. I don't use that money. I just use it for Q&As. And as far as the corporation goes, it's we have enough in the corporate fund to, you know, to do this. But I do like to, I like it. It really involves my viewers, you know. And I only have a few, you know, buy me a coffees. But I'll tell you, they are dedicated, man. They've bought me a coffees now, some of them 3 times. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll plug you on another video, all you guys, all 5 of you, or 5 or 6 of you. But I think these guys are serious about vanilla farming in the Philippines. All the ones that support buy my crew a beer, which is buy me a coffee. But thanks for everything. Thanks for all the views, all the subs. I got over 100 subs this last video. It's kind of a rush doing this and showing you guys all this, and being sick and all, because I'm sick. It kind of gives me more meaning, more meaning to get out of the house and get over here and make videos for you guys. And no or less depression. If you sit too long in one place, you get depressed. So it doesn't matter, even if you're in paradise, which I consider myself in paradise. So thanks guys for coming in, and click that like and subscribe, and hit that bell, and you'll get notified. And I should be making another video after this one in a week or so. I'm going to try to stick with two videos a week, 2 long forms, and also 1 or 2 live chats, just to fill you in on where we're at, what I'm doing, and a lot less shorts. I get the most for my sub count for lives and doing live streams, which I will be doing live streams over here as well. So, whoa, about fell down already. Good Lord, fall down before I even get started here. So I came over today. I haven't been here for quite some time because I haven't felt well. But I kind of made myself come over this morning. So checked out the progress, and you guys seen it earlier on the video, or you're going to see it later on the video. But I ended up moving 10 poles from the E plot. So this is A, then the next one's B, then the next one's C, and then over there is D, and then over here is E. So I moved. This is what I like. Ray and Roy Adventures, or Ray and Roy's vlog. This is important for you guys because I had questions from Ray, about the fence and would the vanilla grow on the fence. And it's really, and I keep emphasizing, guys, how important this is about the filtration. Very, very important, man. The most important thing about vanilla is 50% sun filtration. So if you look at this E plot, this is plot E, and that's D up there. The extension on that's D plot. Now this is the E plot. So I ended up moving poles. So as you can see, there was a pole here, too sunny. So I just grabbed the pole after I planted. If it was hot, I moved it. That was hot at 1 o'clock. These are nice and cool still. When you grab them, they're not bad for heat. And then right here, you see, that's nice and cool. The next one, this one here is nice and cool. There were 3 poles in here. They were on fire. So I moved this one, that one, this one. There's another one there. I ended up moving 10 poles out of the E plot, and I transferred them to the F plot, which I call it the Zaldi plot. It's below the Cobra forest or whatever. And why we're here, guys. So that's what Ray and Roy, you can't use vanilla for shade, man. You gotta have 50% sun filtration or shade, 50% light going through there. You can't use vanilla as a shading vine. It just burns up and it does you no good. That's why I say if I put vanilla in here, say instead of corn, I would have to tarp this or put a greenhouse with tarps with sun filters to shade 50% of the sun. Now I would never do that because for one, we want it for corn and other, edibles, and you can see this is from James and Karen Adventures when they came over, how good that. We're going to have to actually thin it. It's got like 100% germination on the seed. So there's like none that didn't come up. Everything, it's right near 100%. And it looks like we're going to have to water that probably tomorrow. But we should have the water system in. I'll kind of chat you guys while we're walking over to the F plot. Let me get around here. Maybe I can go up through here. I'll chat you guys while we're walking to the F plot about so just remember that vanilla's not a shade. It's not a shade vine. I mean, it grows like, it's a thick hardy vine, but it's very, very weak in full sun. It dies right away. It burns up. It doesn't right away. I mean, it's very forgiving, actually. A very forgiving plant. I mean, we've stressed ours pretty good, you know. And that's my wife's, down here is my wife's eggplant plot. And I don't know where the eggplants are, if she planted them already, the seedlings, or if she just started prepping this. I think she's just started prepping this. And this was our test plot for our vanilla, which we did have the sun filters over, which were shredded twice. So that's why I really emphasize, guys, to take advantage of the jungle canopy, because with the wind, especially in the Visayas, it's just gonna shred, man. You're just gonna spend all your money on nets. And I made a mistake. Like I said, I make a lot of mistakes. We make mistakes all the time. But I made a mistake and put this plot here. I just thought it was just an awesome piece of ground for farming, and I put, this is my watermelon plot. I have to move them in mounds because that's where they want to put the kubo. So we're going to be focusing on the vanilla poles, and then we'll, as soon as we get them all stuffed and ready in a month, we'll be pinning, and then right near after or during that, the guys will be building a kubo here, and we're going to have power here, and the power will go across here and then to the kubo, and then from the kubo it'll go down to the well, because we'll have DC and AC at the well. And the well produces 300 gallons in 12 hours. So that's a surface well, and it hasn't gone dry, which is I'm thankful for. But I will probably drill a deep well for just for municipal services, you know, services, not more or less a potable water source, because you'd never trust a surface well for potable. Now, if you don't know what potable water is, it's your drinking water. So it's actually potable. You can use it and you drink with it. You can use that water, you know, to shower and stuff. But we just use it for irrigation, so don't worry, we're not drinking that well water. There's frogs in it and everything else. So I got Athen over here. I moved the 12 poles from the E plot to the F plot. This is our F plot. It's kind of like the final plot in the first phase. So he's putting up poles, which he's already done. It looks, wow, it looks good already. He's super fast. He's so efficient at this, guys. And he's done it. That's what I mean when you teach these guys and they learn to do it right, they really catch on fast. So he planted these 5 poles. See that row? It goes from here right on down there. So he's doing 2 rows of 5. And yeah, he's very, very, very efficient. So what he does is he strings his line, and then he makes it, and then they'll come over here later and fill them Monday. I think we'll fill them on Monday. And I don't know if they're per se going to fill these ones, but they will film them. And then he just digs them by hand, man, with a bar, with a wrecking bar. And see him working. And then, yeah, so he's doing 2 rows of 5, which makes 10, because I had to move 10, and then from here we'll expand off to up into the cobra forest up there. So this hill's kind of benched, but we can't, they got to clean it, see. They're going to have to chop all this out of here and clean it, but that's later. So we're going to do the 500 poles, guys, which this will finish it up. See how he's stringing the line? He strings a straight line, and then he goes heads and puts his poles in. Super fast, super efficient. He can do 30 plus, even up, I think his record's like 50. He can do 50 poles in a day by himself. So that's what I mean about once they learn how to do it, you know, they're really, really efficient. And so now that's golden, because we're going to be as soon as the Kubo and the power's in here, we're going to be adding on, you know, and to the orchard up on, right on up to Cobra Forest there, and right on up to mountain, you know, to try to get to a 2,000 mark, or even you know, if I get 1,000, I mean, I'm plumb happy, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm plumb happy with 500 for a start goal. That was my short-term goal, but I do want to keep expanding, and so we can build a processing plant down the road. You know, you have to have considerable amount of considerable amount of product to process otherwise. And I've really got to thinking about it, you know, where we're going to put the processing plant, you know, this and that. But why we're so independent solo, I've already decided, and we're going to have power in here, and this is kind of its own world over here when it comes to living over here in the jungle. You know, it's kind of vigilante, kind of runs itself with the people, so if you know what I mean. But we're going to probably put the processing plant right here. So, and all it entails is a building and drying beds, so you can sweat the beans. You know, you got to baste them, and but it would be the smartest, you know, to do it right here with the Kubo here, and with tenants here, multiple tenants, because if not, you know, if it's at a, you know, say it's 3 miles from the house and we got to haul to the processing plant, and then later on when we get when we end up getting a lot of vanilla growing, maybe in 10 years if I'm still around, and we're processing for other people, then I'll go ahead and build the big processing plant. But for now, it's like I might even purchase some land now, you know, some a couple thousand square meters for the processing plant. But right now, it's just makes more sense to have everything at your fingertips. So Athen and Jessica will be staying in that Kubo there, and we'll have another Kubo over here somewhere by the E-plot, kind of in that sunny area. So there can be two families here all the time. And I got 3 or 4 families up on the hill. You know, I call it a hill, it's a mountain, but I got 3 or 4 families up on the mountain that want a place to live. You know, they're going to have to move, and which will probably expand from this orchard. We'll probably expand once we get this one developed. We'll probably expand up on top of the mountain up there, and you know, develop another 500 to 1,000 up on the hill there, and then they just have to bring them down the hill, which is all downhill, to process. So yeah, you only get one, you know, on your weight wise. You only get like 1/4 or 1/5 your total weight after it's processed. So, you know what I mean. It's they're heavy going down, but once you process them and they do their thing, it's really minimizes the weight. So you're only getting like 1/4 of your total weight from green to processed. You know, I can't remember what it is, but I don't want to even say. Don't quote me on that. It might be 1/4 or 1/5 your weight. So say if you guys can figure it out, you know, do the math on your own. So yeah, I was pretty happy. I only had to move 10 hot poles, and I showed you guys the Cobra Forest up there, and we just Jerson's coming in with a How is it with the? They're still small. He's doing a pineapple report. About how much longer? Oh, are they that big? They're that fat?
The other one is just this.
How many is there?
A lot.
A lot? Yeah, there was a lot when Zaldi and I were up there. But yeah, he's doing a pineapple check. So about a month, another month. Probably another month for pineapple harvesting. It's actually wild pineapple, so you guys know. So yeah, I made her over here, and I think, so that's the plan.